The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. To avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. Without friends, no one would want to live, even if he had all other goods. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in deserving them. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Hope is a waking dream. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst. All men by nature desire to know. The law is reason, free from passion. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. The more you like yourself, the less you are like anyone else, which makes you unique. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. To perceive is to suffer. To appreciate the beauty of a snowflake, it is necessary to stand out in the cold. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow, ripening fruit. The secret to humor is surprise. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living from the dead. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. What it lies in our power to do, it lies in our power not to do. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. One swallow does not make a summer. Neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. We must be neither cowardly nor rash, but courageous. The beginning of wisdom is a definition of terms. It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. There is no great genius without a mixture of madness. It is easier to forgive an enemy than to forgive a friend. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. The law is reason unaffected by desire. You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Education is the best provision for old age. The best friend is the man who, in wishing me well, wishes it for my sake. Happiness is an activity.